Okay, Volley Truthers, Coach Pat Powers came to Virginia, and the Volley Truth was able to stop in and catch a little bit of his training, get his ideology, methods, and even speak with him for just a little bit. So let's get into it. Hoops Plus, located in Sterling, Virginia, hosted Coach Pat Powers' volleyballclinics.com. This clinic serviced players ranging from ages 8 years to adult, with Hoops Plus having 3 courts. Coach Powers broke down the groups by what seemed to be ages. So court 1 held the younger ages from 8 to around 12 years. Court 2 held 13s to 16-year-olds, and Court 3 held some 14s all the way to adults. Now, before we go any further, let all of you know who Coach Powers is. Coach Powers is well known as one of the best coaches volleyball has in the world. He is known for playing, studying, teaching, coaching, analyzing, judging, and living the game of volleyball. Now, they say he is especially gifted at reaching the up-and-coming athletes by showing them the reality of reaching their dreams in the sport of volleyball. And this weekend, he did not fail. With over 50 years of training, coaching, playing, and winning at all the different levels, he keeps it 100% real with the players and with their parents, which for me was a refreshing surprise because I was not expecting such a raw, unfiltered, uncut reality from what I mistook as a gentle, dang near 7-foot giant. Don't get me wrong, Coach Pat was nice, but when I say he was demanding, let me tell you, doing technique wrong, that was not the answer, y'all. At least not when Coach Powers was at your court. This man stopped play, gave immediate corrections, kicked players off the court, made them shag the balls when they didn't complete the task correctly, and get this, get back in line and try it again. From passers not touching the floor, from not looking at the setter, not opening up and watching the other player that's actually passing the ball, not pulling on your shirt, or even if the setter did not set the ball high enough, or if the setter did not dump to zone 2, could actually get a team kicked up off that floor and sent to the end of the line to do some reflection on the mistake that was made. Ladies and gentlemen, there were adults out there on the floor learning. These adults were out on the floor getting their volleyball education on, y'all. Not to mention there were boys and girls, like women and men. Volleyball is a lifelong sport. Y'all better go. They were out there getting it. When I tell y'all he was just as serious with these adults as he was with these babies, yeah, he was just as serious with these adults. I guess you could kind of say that he treated the adults as if they were like the Olympian players. He was on them. While the adults understood the assignment and why he was so tough on them, the younger players were rather frustrated because they felt that the Coach Powers kept stopping the drill and he wouldn't let them finish. But they did fix the problem and they worked harder to get to the other side of the net. And players were happier when they earned their way to the other side of that net. Yet, there was a sigh of relief when he would leave their court to go to another court because they could actually play. Here's what the youngsters didn't quite realize, though. Upon Coach Powers leaving, kind of forced the other court coaches that remained to pay more attention and to start tightening up and demanding more perfection on the courts. So, way to go, Coach Powers. So I think that was kind of a win for him. No need for a whistle with this coach because, well, his voice and his lip whistle commands the room all its own. Those 2 days were all day long, broken into 2 different sessions, okay? So each session is jam-packed with drills that last maybe 10 to 15 minutes in length and get harder and harder as the progression continues. After every drill, players are brought back together, thoughts, questions, and answers are addressed, and then they're moved on, okay, to different concepts. Players have about 60 to 90 minutes of a break between to eat lunch and snack. Of course, there are water breaks, but outside of that, it's all about business. Okay, so the first day lasts an hour longer for the parent-player discussion with Coach Powers after the first day of play, which is optional. But if parents are not aware of the college process, it is really advised that you stay for the whole first day. During the discussion, Coach Powers actually touched on a lot of ways that students can get money to go to school, such as their grades using the FAFSA, which is grant aids, and scholarship aid, which you have to keep your grades up, or students will get a warning and then the school will actually take that aid. So he also does think that the ACT and the SAT, the scores are very, very important because of merit money. Okay, he also talks about athletics, extracurricular, and academics. He talked about the 3 keys of being great, which are 1, the ability to change. Number 2, change comes under leadership. And number 3, can you make others around you better? Coach Powers is definitely old school, so he doesn't believe in the recruitment services. He's like, go out and go get it yourself. He says, use highlight film, and whatever you do, put your best in the first 20 seconds to get the attention of the coaches, and then add 2 minutes of the other stuff to your YouTube, and then you're good to go. And of course, never put your personal information on there. There's 2 questions that he has, which is what's your front row touch and what's your GPA. Be aware of any money grabs. He's definitely into JUCOs. They have great teachers. They have the same classes, the same percents getting scholarships as they do at 4 years, and things of that nature. He also talks about the 7 most important things that players and parents always think. Number 1, every player thinks they are better than what they are. Number 2, parents think they are better. Number 3, everybody wants to play with players that are better. Number 4, no one wants to play with players that are worse. Number 5, the higher level of team, the greater the conflict. Number 6, 10, 11, and 12th players is the team profit margin. And number 7, everyone thinks the 6 rules do not apply to them. That's what he believes. So Coach Powers super told the truth about club and how they select teams. Talked about the secrets of high school and club teams, the things that you can do to make the team. So you have to smile, shag balls, look at the coach when they're talking to you, send a text and email to thank them, attend summer camps, dress like a volleyball player, keep a band in your toolkit, the little stretch bands in your toolkit. Don't follow through on your serve, hit on the wall, watch the body, not the ball, of the setter and the hitter. Wrapping up, is this camp worth it? The cost of the camp is $150 for 2 days. It is all day. There are tons of reps during the camp. There were some concepts that were older school, like the interlocking of the fingers to pass as an option when passing, but that's a super no-no for me. Yet he was clear that players might be told to do things a bit different by their coach or coaches, and that they should listen to them first. So that was a good thing. So all in all, it's one that I would not turn down, especially if your summer money was looking a little funny, or if you have younger players that are a little bit more inexperienced, or if you were an older player. Coach Powers did a great job of keeping players on their toes, keeping them engaged, and was very knowledgeable about volleyball. I think that this is a very good camp to attend. Until next time. That's all for now, but if you like the content, leave a comment below, spike the like button, and subscribe to my channel.